France 24, Al Jazeera, New York Times, and BBC near every media outlet internationally no kasa afa sa in same way so as you can see on the screens, this is coming from BBC News World. Also, Nigeria charges 6 people with treason over Independence Day coup. Intinache say any pension bi na sabre de omo ho aka Nigeria man ni mu esan say Independence Day afie twemu, that was a year October bosumi ni mu no na wo mo ye omo adwen say enka omo ko stage coup against the sitting president Yera Tinubu and achese coup no efeli ya sabre ame no ka say de omo akwa mu the Federal Court of Abuja. Ye de ababeto just say de kwadu a ye de abo mo no treason na say betrayal sebe wo mo de wo makobopo esusu say President Tinubu wo mo eba betu na de so na say de me kan no somewhere in October 2025, yenyina inim say eno na ye danka 1st October to be precise, Nigeria for ebe celebrate ye 65th Independence Day. Na ebe toja say empanifo chirema due to security alert and nsem bi o matetin ntino Independence Day no wo mo hold no na sana chese security alert nyina efa eyokua na amanfo bi pese wo mo plot ya nipa bi sai enipa no omo details how we delve into deeper. Now we share screens also Nigerian suspected coup plotters deny treason charges. Na say di omo ko pie mu wo court no susu say President Bola Tinubu wo mo hyehyɛ coup de atia no omo kirema asem no omo ndi ehu. For now on your screens also 6 people including a retired Major General and a 7 police inspector, have pleaded not guilty to plotting a coup to overthrow Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu. Into omo echema eni pensia retired Major General bako eka ho bieno. Womo ye de omo akogina court a omo de atodwa se kwadu a ye de ebom no womo ho son omo nim ho hwe se na omo pese womo tu President Tinubu ade so. Now so the defendants appeared at the Federal High Court in the capital Abuja, where they were ordered to remain in the custody of the Department of State Services, Nigeria's domestic spy agency. In Womutrema, Womukopie the Federal High Court, the capital, Abuja. Na honum ena sabre de yede womu akwa kwotwere Nigeria domestic spy na say dwumekua womu de womu ye nhwehwemu de mani to ho hwa de the Department of State Services no womu akwaka womu nsa o say a 7th person, a former governor and one-time oil minister, Timiper Silva, has also been named as a conspirator, but court documents said he was still at large. Into Omutrema, Governor Bakwa, oye ono ka homa omoye 7. Sa nipa no so wasom so soafo pen ana oda fango ano ewo Nigeria no. Ono nso ne din aba betomu bi se asem no onim hu bia sese no court enkrata eba ne kire se omo hwe na omo hunu nti omo guso a omo hwehwe no. Say rumors of the coup plot surfaced when the government abruptly cancelled a planned military parade to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary on 1st October 2025. And to mo trema asem na won popoye ehyaase wa bra Nigeria ban no de betu dwa se wo mo 65th independence parade wo mo ebebo no wo mo atwemu esanse wo mo etetete ensem ebi. That was last year 1st October 2025. At the time, officials cited security threat, but speculation quickly linked the cancellation to a possible coup plot. Into Sabre no 1st October 2025 no and someone penning for the jina so Independence Day parade no say ahobambo ho nsem no ase amanfo bi epese wo mo sisansania ma bi eni so nanso ntempara no amanfo bi etwetwen amafo adwen ko so say the way ade ne ko no I say you kunti ena womo etwa parade no emu. The military initially denied the report, but in January he announced that 16 officers were being tried before a military court for attempting to oust the president. In Zomuchemu ashase no na asrafo no chemso wenye no kre obi anye Coup bi enye no kre na yesi afiwe mu no bosumi edi kan January ni mu no na ebeto oja se asrafo bako dunsia na yede o makopie mu ewo military fo no womo ekota enam se omu susu se womo efa adwene se nka omu beyi President Tinubu e dey free ho. Those to go on trial at the Federal High Court on charges of treason, terrorism and money laundering are civilians or retired military personnel alleged to have been part of the plot. Inti echema womo a yede womo ekopie mu the Federal High Court na yede treason charge abo womo terrorism so kan ho bie no na fe money laundering no ebinumo eyetimamufo a womo Nigeria mine mu na ebi nso ye asrafo a womo akwa ahomgie mu womo susu se saafo we mu nyina eka ho bi na womo ehihye sa Coup we. Or says Silva, who served as a petroleum minister from 2019 to 2023 under former President Muhammadu Buhari, and was also governor of the oil-rich southern Belsa state from 2007 to 2012, denying links to a coup plot after his house was ransacked by investigations last October. Into Omuchema, the former governor na ye kanu wansem say na oyo swafa was sign eda fango hunsem so a free afi 2019 ko 2023 sabre no na President Buhari na net so no was sign a governor at the southern Bosa state from 2007 to 2012 no October bosumi etwe mu last year no womo kototo na no kohwehwe ni fie ni ade na wode tu dwa se one de wonim hwe de fa Coup no ehum. Osi an arrest warrant was issued for him the following month in a separate case launched by the country's anti-corruption agency. At the time, his spokesperson said the former minister was in the UK for a medical checkup and that the allegations were politically motivated. Into muchema, womo ekototo na no fa Coup na osi woni mu hwe no. Bosomi eto so na November no enso ne ho ba asem a eno no aban no jumekuo bi na de nhwehwemu baya no mu kire mu se corruption case bi akoso an ne ho ebo mu bie na sa pen no ne kasama for the to just say oswafon woyare nti wakopiem wo UK a wokogya yarehwe na omo san de to just omo hwemu a asa ya amanyosem no mpese womo edigu papa no ehu fin. O say the charges were filed by Attorney General Lateef Fabimi on Tuesday. Inti Attorney General no na woko file case we editi ani pansia. The six on trial are Mohammed Ibrahim Ghana, a retired Major General. Inti Mohammed Ibrahim de wakwa ahomgie mu e wasra edwuma ni mu. Erasmus Uchegobia and Uchegobia Victor, one also a retired Navy captain. One also knows osom Navy ni mu nanso one also akwa ahomgie mu. Ahmed Ibrahim wono a police inspector sabe amene okase nank odaso service mu a wo ye adwuma. Zikeri Umoru an electrician working at the presidential villa. Echema wono na electrician a wo ye adwuma ewo mampanino na kache. Bukar Kashim Goni wono de wo civilian as wo ye timamuni na Abdul Kadir Sani, an Islamic cleric based in Zaria in Kunduna State. Enti echiremwa na chese Abdul Kadir de wasan kra Muslimi sumni mu pani a owo Zaria ewo Kanduna State. Sankofo we mo the next person susu se ono de which happens to be the petroleum minister no womo ena sabre de treason charge yede abo omo a womo air trend all over across international platforms. Na say no amanfo bisa say nti we pa ne de na beba we hwehwehwemu eba no mchem say onipa ba ko a wono nso omususu say he's part of the conspiracy Colonel Mohammed Al-Hassan March wono nso yesusu say wono ene the head of this whole Coup grouper na omo yese omo ebetu President Tinubu ade eso. Now Justice Joyce Abdul Malik wono na etna asem no so the Federal High Court of Abuja. Say there about 13 count charges na there abo mo officially no say ye bedi omo asem court. Na de akoba ne say tete say akoba ne say wo mudi bem asem hu am ene anaso omudi 4 mame nka ne so omudi 4 wa asemi omudi bemdi omo ho so na omudi 4 wa asem we hu dia ene ye susu se dia punishment no could be a life imprisonment and as no and as abrede amanfo chem se asem wo hoi empe nipa ene pene wo asem ebi so chema sen ko man ne ekoyi a they don't think that this number of people including amanfo mu I mean in active service and people that have retired ebeka wo muti abomu aka se wo mo Coup Edietia President Tinubu. This is what happens when a country is not governed well. Sabrede and Semino Edwetri ama BBC and so ababe report and Semino ewo. So at this point, you know, the court case of this particular 7 in Nipa 7 years, they say 6 and what custody the 7th person, you know, is at large. Me just omugusua wo mo hwehwe no mo di na beka onsem no ebeko na akwakodu. We are hoping say updates bi ebepie mu efri sa ensem we mu aba no ebetimi ede aba besom mu. Now yemfri ensem foforo ensem we so na emra ensem foforo so e wo Ghana hanum say dia the Ghana Immigration Service abede wo mo ayiro mo ho pa womo adwuma ebusia they are working papa we say me show update a free Ghana Immigration Service for ehono member with regards to amanphobia womo achi womo a ebusia beka say you the Ghana Immigration Service is working me no ka say womo achi enipa bako 600 as enipa 600 no yesusu say womo enkophobia womo fi omo manso aba kro Ghana eso a womo eni nkrata na woni nkrata de na che say one for the right channel so ambepie mu ewo Ghana ha na sa nipa 600 ya me ne wo kase emu 381 mofra emu 381 mofra yakwachi wo mo ewo Kumasi ebra na Ghana Immigration Service for no matete pof ni ensem bebre efa sa immigrants for ya wo makwakogu Kumasi Mountain eso enti wo mo ye search no ewie no na afei de wo mo etimi ensaka nipa 600 ya me ne wo kase de wo mo ede wo aba bepie mu wo pram now wo mo de update aba wo kwan ya wo mo fa so the areas at which wo mo kopie mu a ema wo mo nsa etimi eso enkrofo emu now ye hwenze mo efri Ghana Police Service for no eho eba ye dia na wo mo chema places like Aboabo places like Mosi Zongo ni ade na wo mo koto sa enkrofo we ewo ho no ma me ne wo kase die womo achi womo koye screening any other then just CGIS arrest over 600 undocumented migrants in Kumasi raid. Now you should say more than 600 undocumented migrants including hundreds of children have been arrested in a dawn operation by the Ghana Immigration Service across parts of Kumasi in the Ashanti region. International say the AD kan say enipa 600 we no ade a wo mu eni nkrata enti ahomachia Ghana Immigration Service for ETC Kumasi no some part of Kumasi wa Asante Memu no na omukoso mo won say the early morning raid carried out on Tuesday, April 21st, 2026 targeted areas long affected by the influx of foreign beggars, a situation residents says has heightened concerns over public nuisance and poor sanitation. Entini na chema enrada no pa na wo mo etisi monten so a wo mo kyeremu sesese no asresre na wo kwan no ho na doso wo na ma no wa be so watadiem na wo ye sign language de kyerɛ se manisika nkoto aduane ndi ni ade no temamufo ne mpotamufo a wo mo ho no no ha wo mo pa enti wo mo de dwanto a ekoma wo mo o say the operation led by the operation led by the Ashanti Regional Commander of GIS, DCO Alfred Amankwa, began at 3:30 a.m. Enti ahomache beye 3:30 and umusimu and ended at 5 o'clock a.m. covering Asawase, Alaba, Akwetia line, Dagomba line, Zabonzongo and Abuabo. Enti miaye a wo mokoko ye omko cheche se nipa we mu nyina no na amabobosui ahomache 3:30 to 5 o'clock na wo mo ehya ase a wo mokopie mu wa asewase wo moko Alaba eko Akwetia line eko Dagomba line esan ko Sabonzongo ene Abuabo na omo etimi kochiche. O say a total of 606 individuals were picked up during the exercise, comprising 381 children, 72 females and 153 males. Enti na chese omu chema enipa 606 na ye chi omo no. Emu 381 eye mofra. Emu 72 eye emma. Ena emu 153 eye emema. Residents in Kumasi and surrounding communities have for years called for repatriation of foreign beggars, particularly Nigerian nationals. Nigerian nationals and Niger for no omo de baby a obenwu omo ho, whose numbers have surged on the streets. Into omo chema oko Kumasi mountain so there amanfo atete wo no abribia no omo kasa edefa Niger fo ya omo abegu mountain wa de bia omo sesesika no ha omo na omo ahwa sempanimfo ebetimi aye bribia dia fa no mutem say many of them were repatriated about 2 years ago but have since returned. Enti afie twemu bebe 2 years ni no ye pamu bebre de koye ena bebre na asansa omo achi asamba biema womo betenatena kwa ho esreseska. Authorities says the presence of the beggars has not only created a nuisance but has also contributed to worsening sanitary conditions in affected communities. Na chese wishemu a tina no ma betina ho na se be musile sika na nye no nkwampo na ye problem no, but the mere fact say ho na omo wo no omo asan ma honum nyina ye fin poto chese eba na hundidie hu nsemo de a entwa yie kra ewo nkro no eso. All apprehended individuals have been transported to Pram for further screening to establish their identities. Enti nipa 606 no aye chi omu ni nyina ye de omu afikuma se e de omu aba bepie mu e wo Pram aye be ye screening aye nhwehwemu ahwe se de omudin ne niema e fa omu ho na afi omu hu de omu betimi e de aye omu. Enti wo hwa na chese Ghana Immigration Service for womo abom ho modern papa is na nzentem no said the Niger foi it's not only in Kumasi. You can attest una makrakra no mu bebre o mu sisi pavement ne so ne ade na chese sikagie na ne asresre ene ade ena omu gusu a omu sresre nkofo sisi ebi mkwa betitwi ama ho no omu sign didi watem obesre osika no amana no oyeyew otimi sumu kura ne ade a utimu sese no amafo chema Immigration Service for ya ade pa they should continue enya Ashanti region nko ebi kura chema omumra kaso anso enkoka omu nkwa kaso a na wonso ene edu anadwo omu hyeda e de bus no ebesi woni yehwu omu agufam no mu si one by one ade beche no mu street ne so na ene wona amane esoso bag mu soso ntade mu ene ade. And one thing is that we share the figures are a free GIS for Ehobai, me the Ghana Immigration Service for Hobaya. Majority no mofra. I will shock you to know say omo ba no omo nko na bebo omo ba no ma be wo bebre na nkrei oni pe onyem so na akra kitikiti kura no na ebisu gina ho. That is how come we are seeing the increase, the surge in a year and mofra no being 381 amidst nkofo yaso a omo nyina ede aba pram no. So Ghanaians are very, very impressed. Omo ka say at this point, it should be like an operation now. Ghana Immigration Service for edibesi omani so, and they will keep on moving to regions by regions. Na afei de omo betimi aye de afa won se de be ya ye be reduce the presence of this Niger for ni ade wo Ghana hanum say no ye betimi eyi omo de free ye street ni so, because ye hu omo a na sebe ye bofo no ye omo do osododo, and they are causing a whole lot of nuisance and sanitary issues wo Ghana. Ntimi no ka say de abasobode na akọ de ama immigration service for no wo de wo mo no. Now yenkohwe video we mra na yento aso.
What are they doing?
Abusian for video share no Niger for ne immigrants for mabegu Ghana ha without document aye koche womo was some part of Kumase no ene ye de omo akopie mu pram ye screening na ye hu omo nyina obia identity na afa ye hu ba bia ye de omo ebekọ akopie si ye wo omo back to Niger, because dudu na majority Niger for na sabre de ye hu video no emu. At this point no we are still following up on this issue. Ye hwe ba bia Ghana Immigration Service for the ensem way akodru. But then what people are saying is enkofo we mu agasa no mo ntefo odi omo kwa no omo asaba. So there should be like a policy bia ombetimi ede aye bibia said it would deter them from returning after they have been sent to their prospective countries any other there. Enti aguso aye hwe baby asansem we beko akwakodru. Now yen free ensem we so na yen kopie mu ensem foforo so na ye call the camp of the New Patriotic Party NPP amanyoko no ensem akoso wo ho no abusia men can say ni susu ane esan say ye tete hu say honorable Kennedy Japan wo free NPP amanyoko no mu akwakodom the base amanyoko a enrada ye hu say wo mapa ho entoma na ho mo headquarters na enya asem ketwa na nipa na wo di animu pa no Dr. George Otibonsu nyina ya tete ho ensem na ase hu the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ama me no ka say enti ya ba na chemu se wakwa pie mu honorable Kennedy Japan ni fie a wone no akwakodi nkomo na amanfo bi say na Bawumia o te se Ken every party ni mu no na wodi America akosa no na wo Twitter Abdul Rauf Ibrahim, he's one communicator of the NPP amanyoko debetuja, was said Dr. Bawumia has made a personal and private visit to Kennedy Japan on how to unite NPP and win power in 2028. Wochemwa na chese rasami wuku na wochemu se Dr. Bawumia wakopie mu Kennedy Japan ni fie a wo makodidi nkomo fa kwan yom befa so a wo betimi ama NPP amanyoko no enya nkabom na wo matimi edi nkunim 2028 abato onimu na raise a whole lot of eyebrows and conversation internet ni so am no ka say yensa aka video bi a kire de course Kennedy Japan ni fia allegedly no de tete ene se nhyiemudie na ekoso between honorable Kennedy Japan and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no enwie yie is anse entiase anya adwuma fa baby. Is it that still Ken ebe join the base amanyoko na yenko tie nkyiremu a ebai
advice and figures na me dey ba you are so Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia one na akomia and the form na bokensi and from coin na mu wiye no na mo ko no musu na no ana between Dr. Bawumia and na akomia ba ku dey kwani nkomo abonte ma me mate because na me papa fra so nkan kire me The few from them can me. One can't tell me, Matthias. But I could have got some one. Almost fear Saturday, Germany now watching. Now on the 11th of April, 2026. Now you may. Now, almost quiet. So the Papa Mua. Who you hear Kubuni who call on Kenfi? Why do you have to go there unannounced? He went there unannounced. Can you hear what honorable Ken? Because of the bar, oh, yeah, remember we check, and I remember now check. And you met almost 9 p.m. And then also be working. Obi working, Mama. I could be a problem. I could be a show. I don't have about here. I know you have to buy it. According to Omi, no, now, Moko, and I must say, and Common, I know what about Tomokano, and I'm a bone. And then Common is sign a course. Sign a course. I don't have about 2 years old, one boy. That's why I buy the acquire, you're very in it, Bakuba, but the bigger picture of the NPP, you're in power, the Betima Yadavana, on our country, on our country, hold it there. Hold it there. Father. And you know, also my member campaign. Me, and you are dear, me make my campaign platform so. And you will my own dear Matam. Sasabian, be a meeting, a poor so calling for switch, and you answer Chammy. Not me, I mean to go for the Pamagata motherfucker, and one fucker, and some of them can hear, okay, you will never call them to order. But okay, I say, yeah, quite earlier context, make November 4, 2023. For when I could make comments be against you, I'm suspended. And two packets of the course warranty. Now I'm on your code here, yes, I am on your code. Say, maybe here, one. Me name is Sammy Renia, me here. So I never allow any of my subordinates to go on radio and insult him. Many try to cut Dr. Bowman and food and yet Dr. Baumia or the dollar call on one number and yet but to open my mouth and say Dr. Bowman said, you have been anything, I was so sad salmon and you're unpardonable. I don't know who can catch Dr. Baumia said. No, I cannot come and campaign on a campaign platform. Then, me, ya, dear, and I mind who campaign. And then about who anybody just said, which is someone who can carry in there. I didn't know you. Now, Sabi, oh, so I'm a campaign, mammy. Now, ya, dear, so, and the money the campaign. Now, the base result, I did the hands linking with you. I now go get the best campaign platforms. Send me a to jobs in the other. That was your voice. And we are it. So nipa. Mrs. Swenipa Nija Samai. Nana B, one crower. Nana B, one crack. Dr. Baumia Kwan and Akumia Koyan. The other one told Mukams make a show. Dr. Baumia born a money I can't say we cannot campaign on a campaign platform, so I'm now one of boys now Mukama Nafaka, 3 more beer, a boss in him for such a I won't quite an Akumia said, Honorable Mr. Wasemka. Adaya, a person may call contest as first vice, and they can make your blessing. I know, I say, Honorable Busha said, hey, like I said, wouldn't you bother our chairman? And Akumia added in sensitivity to I know, sorry, be. And to whom Pierre Negaza, or what did you have a fair? And I guess, I dear, I'm going to call, and you're free. And I'm sorry to fire. Omokoye. And the back who and you could be for Marble, Michel Lazizi, Martin. And what they said, Omoko, no can fear or crap. And Akumia, and Dr. Baumia, they made unannounced visit. But Omoko, Omoti almost sound. Omoti almost sound. Catch your pay. Some meeting was a private meeting. I know what about this guy said. Mokoye can. I show the commitment to campaign for Baumia. And for them, actually, the base members say, and she has someone that couldn't come on the actors of Babaka. And to a member of the base party, Mesro, Kennedy Japan has not made in advancement with NPP. He has not agreed, sir, or no more with their campaign platform. So, And in some of them, Bonton can the base work on a year, Papa, and Unti, and only a new work. A person would die at vessel taxes or Mukata. And of course, of course.
Therefore, Nature say update aba with the visit of Kennedy Japan and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Omuchim say Kennedy wan sheda antwe amfa ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia san say chema Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nkasa wo kono woni na nakomia ene koye na Ken so antwe amom na ya akwaye say it looks like ensem wa ye tete ne back door say allegedly no Ken of what the base party ni so low key no ye be hu ane se we be huri asimu santan ebre ne ya so no na fe NPP fo bi omanum say hey what a shock na ya no crem cause from the narration na eba ne de na ihyemude ni didn't really go in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any NPP amanyuko no looks like Ken ne nai ba ko si NPP e na ba ko esi the base na the base de no enu wa animu nti de wa chire na empty otu ba ko ne ka ho a na che se wa huri si the base mu santan na ni nyina mu no ziga wa bekasa a wo che mu say there is a reason why honorable Kennedy Japan wakwa for me the base party na say wo she chire na wo mo Dr. George Otibonsu kata so no che mu say in chire mu wo ho papa for those of us that ye nimuno or no zigane there, he's taking it upon himself. Say, "Obe chire mu amaye, amaya ti ase." Yenko na yenko tense mu aziga edituja.
Okay. The base. Before I bet you you have to appreciate the history of this country when it comes to politics. And go for free politics, a free party. Aqua to Omakasa party. Now listen. I remember 2004. Chama na ye be prepare akwa elections NPP for a national regional executive elections all the regions then Ashanti region there Papa Bini Efeno Sam Kuju won the secretary regional secretary at the expense of Mr. Kwabneji aka Bambata at that time na Bambata na na Kufuado camp Kona party ni muache your president Kufo any Kufo time. So they thought say Kufo as a certain president at that time and we used to the incumbents no and I say to me and what the manipulate the election no ma Bambata to be secretary because if Bambata had become a secretary Alan Chamatin could have emerged as a flag bearer in 2028 2008 so out of that, Bambata left the party and formed his own political party. Okay, that's NRP. Now, 2008, Sa party no motiam. President Kofone, Kwabena Japan at that time, and Owura Kodum Pianim came to them. They sat them down and solved the problem. Gave them a juicy contract binyade and Omujai. Oman Distable NPP in 2024 election. 2008 they emerged again. Wabasa bayano and the NPP for a few omo say sana margin yamo bubiamo pesa mu yese ni abehumo. So Emma or Mr. Yamwa Ponko or Fayamwa Ponko those days. E join omo but be a PA from Mamba. Yakoya election wa and a course second round no. Bambata gave it to NDC. Joined President Mills to win election for NDC. And Obenya board so now ECG contract akese ni ade. Saadi ni fi wona sa ekotwa esabide to ho say and obia ba bibi ntina se ana wate political party. So the bichi. Now, let's take this one too, for example. There was another political party. It didn't start from Ashanti regional. Another political party na yefeno United People's Party. No, United Front Party. Jataba Party and Omokofa Odike as a financier. Then when Odike came, Jataba will say no, come yashe. And he fought and took back the party and Odike Kokwati on one party. You know why? Because in 2012, when Odike led the party, he got the juicy things because we endorse Bahama. Or don't benya the juicy things than the one that formed the party. It is sanity because it's always sad. Smaller parties, no. Oh yeah, no. What position we a bina damai takwa damai issue yabe. Ibrahim Mahama issue. Oh no, a comment ya Ibrahim Mahama. Oh party we quite from support. Then the certain party no ruling government no oh ye. Jamaica what I say. That is what happening. So because of that. Odika we say yes ya mame ye be disturb dia mame kwati me ame party e no kwati UPP United your friend is a People's Party apelu oni adokofo issue menhia odi kwati party oh no obi a wati party with the exception of Dr. Obeda Samoa who formed a political party to correct the anomalies in the NDC which he thought that President Wallace at that time were hijacking National Democratic Congress. So they needed to correct something. But me and fly. But I'm flying a bomber quarter of silence and a war NDC. No. It's me by because those days they so much be criticizing Wallace. You understand? Guzitano form NRP. The agenda of the form NRP to reduce NDC for NPP to come to power. And if I'm a person me arrive. Hassan Ayariga will form APC from PNC because official PNC political party no they be a beko congress ye kwa me bet me free ho e basana I need somebody that say be a baby ba menene be jojo 11 ne manya me buti Jamaica na acha say now obia obete party bia no e any interest tieni yo obi obete political party out of NPP or NDC and you only a interest in beating or the party no and yes so be winning election
Kesben 92.9
o record the Japan at the base their interest out the base is not to win political power never be paid to mama mebru it is never true. The reason why they are forming the political party, the interest they say, we have to make sure that Dr. Mabudu Baumia does not become the president.
Abusia for and some waziga kan kosi nyina and say the base political party Kennedy Japan din for imuno. The until mati the base no kre omu say abane de 2028 omo ankasa omu nim se nya de omu be wini na emom omo mpese Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebeba power in a sense omo te party na the base na NPP fo ni bia be rally akodi omo achi already no yate afrafanto party na free mu dada ebi mu nti numbers no for the NPP ni so bete so tia that is Bawumia ne lost because ontimi emba ban mu that is the sole prerogative enunti na ama the base amanyoko no omani abre a omu pushi wo ho no it's just so ombebo Bawumia bro by not allowing him to come to power enunti a enti nsem aziga de ababetudwa enono but then said the amanfo bi kan no ken share down by out set no correct me with the base but we are still looking at how events will unfold now yenko yes mfoforo eso enche bia no abeto oja say bono regional chairman Kwame Bafo aka Abronye a police for akotebri no no anensem bia okokeka ye de fa dental judge no eho no na entie ba sese ne chese Abronye sese ya flying every Ghana me no ka say the Abronye any Ghana ha wakwa kopie mu ewa amanoni sanse chema wo yare de ne pa na wey ba after say a police for eche no na owo a police for akukumu no complain so yare ni ade omo ankasa ne ho ni omu jai no em say yare ni mu ayedin ama ne yere ede no akwakopie mu amano nti on your screens or say NPP's Abronye's health takes a turn after arrest. Wife reportedly flies him abroad for treatment. NPP chairman Kwame Bafo, known as Abronye DC, has been flown abroad for urgent medical treatment. Reports have indicated that his health deteriorated sharply after his arrest over comments about a judge. Abronye has a history of confrontations with local law enforcement due to his sharp political comment. entina chese ye chemu dia a police for ne che no ni nsem okoke kanye no na chese ya awie yi emu ebeye den a ne yere sabre de wode no afu plane ekose onkom na wonkoje ayarehwe na ayehu pa ma manfo breche o madwen say is he really sick because mo de age ya anchi obi ye chi nipa na ye beti 1 day 2 days ni ese o yareche ma wuntimi we saw the same thing Kofi Juma enusu ye hu something similar. I mean it has been in a lot of instances where you arrest somebody very fit ebi mu ti Abronye no dindindin we e ba ne sen no no otimi yare ma ne ye ma ye de ekopie mu ewo eye amanoni no no kasa na no twabo lawyers no na de na kire say o yare now one person now Wabe reacting to the news of Abronye the medical treatment yedene ekwa manone akwako sikino Kevin Taylor. Now wakasa say Abronye nzem ne de is a lot because looking at Abronye wing musumo flying in de na say according to Kevin Taylor no ensem bebre ewo mu a it is fishy but ono de so he's ready to expose Abronye. Now the question is Abronye really sick? And there is more to it. Now Kevin Taylor wakasa de afa ho a we bibie nsem no eni so ebusi ebekọ na yakutie said that Kevin Taylor wode ensem no etuja.
Abronye reportedly flown abroad for medical treatment. No be would dabain. Dabain ye beti. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Odupon kitu ebi etutu aponche kese bi atatai aponche kese bi ada wansore eya aponche fo nyina chiame Abronye odaya wansore ebusia penyi kwa mboaten a owobo no ejase ekrum odasem bodin ena de abra besoa amansan eya aponche kese ewura nwura mu a wempie biem echampo mfie tua na no tua ne to Abronye owo ntwen one ntwen daaye ene ntwen ko ye baaye ende odaya wansore twedi ampokwa ame okukuruku nim se mponchi wu a yenye yie ponchi wu a yensu aponchi yare a enche obepem ntie de nyina nim se ebesi ama enije kese abetoye na aso yewia yedi jollof eguso yedi jollof wia ya jibia sa akofie efri se edua de bo techi no se edua na nebusuafo se de bo ba se no nyonko ebose ehuri so senka basentele enwudie anka Abronye na de yere nkwan ankeye ntebusuafo se mama ye nyina ye mom so yakọ se basentele be wudie kemfa Abronye nya nkwan ntigana fo nyina ebusa ye de akoma pa odo ebusa se so ama unua antwa nkono a ade ntina so twadu nti ewuo kase a ya chenchene ho canopy sakase a ya rente adaka yetuetuom ene eyedien ginyame nkonwa ya paake da ben ena aponchi kese bewu Abronye onda be mane nsore ewuo de onyame ene de ma na sebi wa ma onua ntwa nkono de be den na wo ye nipa na wo ya aponchi a wotwadu pupupu pupu pupupu pupu pupupu Abronye nwu na yemfa nka sem daache every say politics na ye edumbre bi na Abronye ebose oni NPP fo se basintele yare onwu because no odi atem se bi atenie ya bi nende ede Abronye akopie ayarsabia se nokura dia na se nokura na onyankopon otwendi apon apa because se Abronye eda de owuo mpaso na ebia ye ono atenie ono so di ye nende amaneda owuo mpaso de abana ede bo techi no kwa me nkroma ka se ede bebo ban na ada de bobo ban na nsuo to me say opa asem keka ada wa asem beba na ko tapon enti we de enye setimodin ne yeye no ha osana Abronye twaye no eno na yeye den road map ato ho ma ode akopie nsamado enti sa Abronye yare a eye mo anwa se Abronye aponchi yare a yentuma mfa nanko eni agenda 111 hospital wo Ghana kwasi ampanyi we yede na kwa abrochie so nkoje yare na aden ne o se etu abrochie yetu aponchi de ne kwa abrochie ko se yare abrochie vet wo ho ne bi ni Ghana abrochie vet o mo hwe mmoa no vet na o mo hwe mmoa abrochie no ebi ni Ghana hanabisiu ene ne nkofo ya o mo hwe mmoa ma mo gina mo na so enim de ekọ ewo vet mu no nti ye ne vet doctors papa wo Ghana o mo betumi ahwe eye de aponchi ma ye twa play de aponchi atena plane mu so onko abrochire nkohwe no ho aponchi a wonya rabies aponchi a obewu na me de bia meka me say ade a ususuma wonua no ewo seto na sa story no credit a minim maybe enya no credit if you say omunim say Abronye beko jail because wakoka asema to judge so nti bia meka jere mo say every time bia Abronye babe allegation bia onim say eya tro a also ko jail no na wa yira na wa pretend say bibia to no it could be one of these two either say oboa ana say no credit oboa because on per se ye beden beko court because Abronye ade a waye no se wan kogina court a ende na ye say Ghana judiciary the chief justice wa ma ho kwan se obi abetima ka asema to judge so aka se judge bi ene aban akohyehe ho edi body nti sa asem ne de if the chief justice does not make sure say ewura court that chief justice he's going to have a problem with me say enu nti na Abronye fake sickness a osa Abronye ti ase say no matter how long he avoids a court no he will still enter court that's our same way no kre and as ya fly aponchi we akọ abrochi so nkohwe no ho yare a na yeso ye jimi kakra because sa aponchi we na oti TV so Facebook e ka che Ghana for say o chima o tietiem say sebio na na do dankwaku fuado a na oni adwene odi besi hospital ba ko no o si agenda 111 wo Ghana adenti ne afa na nkotum emmoa I'm going to follow up on this matter. I'm going to follow up with the CID boss. I'm going to follow up with the judiciary. Was Abronye arraigned for court? I want to ask. And if Abronye was arraigned for court, how did he escape to go out of the country to treat himself? Meaning, the CID is corrupt, the judiciary is corrupt, the Attorney General's office, they need to tell me something, unless no case was filed against Abronye. And if no case was filed against Abronye, who actually gave the instruction or who actually instructed Abronye should be arrested? I want to know. Say, Abronye ewo court case. And I yeja Abronye managed to fly out of the country. Say, Oyaria. Then it means people need to answer questions. Secondly, I want to know, say Abronye from the judiciary, the chief justice, court so was a case filed against Abronye? Was he arraigned before court? Why is Abronye not in court? And if Abronye is out of the country, the case I'll be asking the government who allowed Abronye to leave this country because Arabia Abronye abodi biano nana do dankwaku fuado ne NPP no ene ba umia ne ejibi form kan almost see hospital I also to be taking care of this goat. And I'm asking, why na ma Abronye ho kwan ma ne kwa abrochiri abra ni case ewo court and I say ye prepare no for court because Abronye onye nipa enchen obia say we dwane akosha abrochiri a onim say emra inti NDC for na mu AD Abronye ma di dwane free Ghana ha.
Check if the sound waves is coming. The sound waves coming. Hello, 1 2. All right, Ashafo Yamamunyina Kwaba once again about your platform is Supenas TV. So the issue about Abronye is something which is currently going viral. You recall, say, just some few days ago, it was reported, say, Abronye was arrested. Now, currently, there is an update because after Abronye was granted bail, apparently the reason, another reason behind that particular arrest was because of AI-generated images. Apparently, no any one of the NPP communicators or generate here or the LGBT gay for and atumutumu for and John Dramani Mahama and also the spokesperson for the president Felix Ofosukwache and also Sam George. Now this was in response with the current stance of the government, NDC government, about the anti-LGBT gay bill. Now Mahama is saying it's a priority, but then after the bill, we are realizing and we are learning say Abronye's wife, our parties Abronye and the blood pressure across so high. Abronye has been flown out of the country. Now, the picture I had two screens. Earlier was when Abronye was in the airport. You could see certain things was around his neck. Now, Minuka report I had the two screens so in a second. A daily guide. Now, daily guide. What is their report saying? So in here you can see say Abronye flown abroad. So Abronye flown abroad. So this is Abronye. Now, far from that, too, many details into this is coming. Now, the second one, the second part of this particular details, if a year yen.com almost a briefing as to what is really going on, and in here you can see say NPP's Abronye's health takes a turn after arrest. Wife reportedly flies him abroad for treatment. Now you can share a screenshot which is coming from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the party, the NDC party, detailing what really did happen. Then they are giving us blow to blow account of what is really going on. Now as you can see here, this is coming from Mohammed's Big Push ambassador, and as you can see on the screen, it says that for immediate release, and it reads Abronye flown for urgent medical treatment following police detention. Now, Uskoli Apayen Kosro or say we wish to inform the general public that the Bono Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party (NPP), Mr. Kwame Bafo Abronye, has been flown out of the country for further medical treatment following deterioration in his health condition. Now, it further goes on to say, it will be recalled. It further goes on to say, it will be recalled that on Monday, Mr. Abronye was arrested by the police on the grounds for allegedly describing an Adenton Circuit Court judge as a political judge. During his time in police custody, Mr. Abronye reportedly requested access to his doctors approximately around 5 p.m. the same day. However, this request was denied. So now we are learning, apart from all that we were learning, he actually put His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in an LGBT cloth. He also incited or perhaps made certain comments about a certain judge. Now, we call on the relevant authorities to uphold the fundamental rights of all citizens, including the right to timely medical care regardless of their circumstances. So this is exactly what is really going on now. Clearly, they are giving us blow to blow account as to why Abronye currently he has been flown out of the country, as you can see the picture on the screens. Now, Kevin Taylor is also giving us another fair view of what really did happen. According to Kevin Taylor, he is even wishing anke beya ye beda soro ne yente panana pom aye asante for omo dead omo funeral sound yes Abronye we wefu wiase ama NDC for wan de atomo yenko tin se ma Abronye edi tujo e ba e beto aso.
Abronye reportedly flown abroad for medical treatment. No be would abain. Da bain ye beti. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Poo 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 poo. Odupon kitu ebi etutu. Aponchike sie bi atatai. Aponchike sie bi ada wansore. Eya aponchifo nyina chiame Abronye odaya wansore. Ibusu penyi kwa mbwaten a owobono ejase ekrum. Odasem bodin ena de abra besoa amansan. ya ponche kese ewure nwure mu a wempie biem echampo mfie tua na no tua ne to Abronye a owo ntwen one ntwen daaye ene ntwen ko ye baaye ende odaaye wansori twedi ampo kwame okukuruku nim se mponchi wu a yenye yie ponchi wu a yensu aponchi yare a enche obepem ntie de nyina nim se ebesi ama enije kese abetoye na aso yewia yedi jollof eguso yedi jollof wia ya jibia sa akofie efiri se edua de bo techi no se edua na nebusuafo se de bo ba se no nyonko ebose ehuri so senka basentele enwudie anka Abronye na ye nkwan ankeye ntebusuafo se omama ye nyina ye mom so yakọ se basentele bewudie kemfa Abronye nkwan nti Ghana fo nyina ebusa ye de akoma pa odo ebusa se so ama unua antwa nkono a ade ntina wo so twadu nti ewuo kase a ya chenchene ho canopy sakase a ya rente adaka yetuetuom ene eye de ginyame nkonwa a ya paake da ben ena aponche kase bewu Abronye onda be ma ne nsore ewuo de onyame ene de ma na sebi wa ma unua ntwa nkono de be den na wo ye nipa na wo ya aponche a wo twadu pupupu pupu pupupupupupu pupupupu Abronye nwu na yemfa nka asem daache ewi say politics na ye edumbre bi na Abronye ebose oni NPP fo say basintele yare onwu because no odi atem say bi atenie ya bi nende ede Abronye akopie ayarsabia say nokura dia na say nokura na onyankopon otwendi apon apa because say Abronye eda de owuo mpa so na ebia ye ono ateni ono so di ye na ende amane da owuo mpa so de aba na de bo techi no kwa me nkroma ka say de bebo ban na ada de bebo ban na nsu to me say opa asem keka ada wasem beba na ko tapon enti we de enye setimodin ne ye no ha osana Abronye twaye no eno na ye den road map ato ma odi akopie nsamado enti sa Abronye yare a eye mo se Abronye aponchi yare a yentuma mfa nanko eni agenda 111 hospital wo Ghana kwasi ampanyi we ye de na kwa abrochire so nkoje yare na aden ne o se etu abrochire yetu aponchi de ne kwa abrochire ko se yare abrochire vet wo ho ne bi ni Ghana abrochire vet o mo hwe mmoa no vet na o mo hwe mmoa abrochire no ebi ni Ghana Hanabisiu ene ne nkofo ya omuhwe mmoa ma mugina mo naso enim de ekọ ewo vet mu no nti ye ne vet doctors papa wo Ghana omubetumi ahwe eye de aponchima yetwa play de aponchi atena plane mu so onko abrochire nkohwe no ho aponchi a wonya rabies aponchi a obewu na me de bia meka me say ade a ususuma wonua no ewo seto na sa story enokre de a minim maybe enya no kre if you say omunim say Abronye be ko jail because wakoka asema to judge so inti bia meka kire mo say every time bia Abronye babe allegation bia onim say eya tro a also ko jail no na wa yira na wa pretend say bibia to no it could be one of these two either say obwa ana say enokre obwa because on pese ye be den be court because Abronye ade a waye no say wan kogina court a ende na say Ghana judiciary the chief justice wama ho kwan se obi abetima ka asema to judge so aka se judge bi ene aban akohyehe ho edi body nti sasem ne de if the chief justice does not make sure say ewura court that chief justice he's going to have a problem with me say enu nti na Abronye fake sickness a osa Abronye ti ase say no matter how long he avoids a court no he will still enter court that's our same way no kre enas ya fly aponchi we akọ abrochi so nkohwe no ho yare a na yeso ye jimi kakra because sa aponchi we na oti TV so Facebook ekache Ghana for say ochima otietiem say sebio na na do dankwaku fuado a na oni adwene odi besi hospital ba kopɛ no osi agenda 111 wo Ghana adenti ne afa na nkotum emmoa I'm going to follow up on this matter. I'm going to follow up with the CID boss. I'm going to follow up with the judiciary. Was Abronye arraigned for court? I want to ask. And if Abronye was arraigned for court, how did he escape to go out of the country to treat himself? Meaning the CID is corrupt, the judiciary is corrupt, the Attorney General's office, they need to tell me something unless no case was filed against Abronye. And if no case was filed against Abronye, who actually gave the instruction or who actually instructed Abronye should be arrested. I want to know. Say, Abronye ewo court case. And a yeja Abronye management fly out of the country. Say Oyaria. Then it means people need to answer questions. Secondly, I want to know, say Abronye from the judiciary, the Chief Justice, court so was a case filed against Abronye? Was he arraigned before court? Why is Abronye not in court? And if Abronye is out of the country, the case I'll be asking the government who allowed Abronye to leave this country, because Arabia Abronye abodi biano nana do danko ekufuado ne NPP no ene ba umia ne ejibi form kan almost see hospital I also to be taking care of this goat. And I'm asking, why na ma Abronye ho kwan ma ne kwa abrochiri abra ni case ewo court and I say ye prepare no for court, because Abronye onye nipa enchen obia say we dwane akosha abrochiri a onim say emra inti NDC for na mu AD Abronye ma di dwane free Ghana ha. I'm going to question the CID boss. I'm going to question the IGP. I'm going to question the Attorney General. I want to know. Say Abronye, modiniko jina, mochena, modiniko shema, mo de aye case born no. Did you people arraign him before court? I want to know. And yes, sir, the Attorney General, you need to answer questions. And yes, sir, CID boss, no, you need to answer questions. And yes, sir, the Chief Justice, the judiciary itself, I need answers from you people, because yen to mintina krom ha obi adi boni osem yare do akwachina brochiri san kwase asem ne nsibiem, and we are not going to allow the judicial service to assist people to leave this country the same way we are not going to allow the Attorney General's office and also the Ghana Police Service, the CID office, or the IGP himself. So we need answers on this Abronye matter, because Abronye ne boy kwase bi ne di san kwase asem no ene ehu se ba akwa court. Why is Abronye not in court? And Abronye to be free Ghana, he was supposed to be in court. Who gave the green light for Abronye to leave the country? Now it means that more NDC for some of you people who are in positions, you aided this goat to leave the country, and we are going to get to the bottom of this matter. Because yen to minchi obi upon chibini upon imponchi mienu na ba akon court na ba akona onu making the serious allegation, because unim Jefu Jimmy na on your channel na or on Facebook or Jimmy to me. I don't even care about him, because the law, no, it's there. Abronye made emphatic statements. Or say judge, or threaten judge, and also judge a bribe, and also judge in Ghana Police Service conniving signing agreement. He needs to come to court and prove it. The judges in Ghana, the Chief Justice himself, the Abronye kind, it is true. That is what the Chief Justice does. Allegation now Abronye editor sa judge no, it means it is true, and that the judiciary, that is what they do. Unless the Attorney General is also supporting Abronye's allegation that a judge in Ghana is conniving or has connived, has taken bribe to make sure he does what he jails all NPP members. Unless he say moon nim the ekosono, because so obi to me can't say allegation now Abronye make the Chief Justice say no, he knows. So you're taking action, and it means from the Chief Justice to the last person in the judiciary, you are involved. Whatever Abronye is saying, it is true. So you want Abronye or court. I'm an Attorney General to Tunano. I'm an evidence to prove the things he said. Then it means that the Chief Justice of Ghana, Mr. Bafuboni, is corrupt. He has been taking bribe per Abronye's statement, and that the Chief Justice is a corrupt Chief Justice. Until Abronye goes to court to prove to Ghana for say what he is saying, he has evidence to it. Inti, all of you guys, your credibility is on the line. All of you guys, from the Chief Justice especially, with all due respect, say your credibility is on the line. The IGP, your credibility is on the line. Credibility is on the line. The CID boss, your credibility is on the line, because you picked him up and you say you're investigating a matter. Your credibility is on the line. The Attorney General Ayenini and his deputy, you guys, your credibility is on the line. So it means all of you are involved in this criminality. Why is Abronye walking? And who actually allowed Abronye, if it is true, to leave this country? Who did that? I'm getting very disappointed in you, the Chief Justice. Very, very disappointed. I am beginning to get disappointed in you. It is looking like you people did everything possible to make sure a mind way yourself resetting but it's looking like some of you people are not ready to help the government. You are not ready to help Ghana. Let me say it that way. You are not. Because if you really want to help Ghana, sir, as some way see, Abronye needs to be in court by now. So who gave the green light for Abronye to leave the country? Has he been charged? Why didn't you guys arraign him before court? Is he better than anybody else? This matter is not dead. I'll be back tomorrow if I don't get any answers. We need a statement from the CID office. We need a statement from the Attorney General's office. We need a statement from the judiciary. We want to know why not allow Abronye to leave the country, and most importantly, why wasn't Abronye arraigned before court? Why wasn't he arraigned before court? I'm getting disappointed in the Chief Justice. I'm being very honest here. I'm getting very disappointed in you. The court is becoming weaker and weaker. We are not seeing anything, and people commit crimes today and they dictate to the court. They dictate to the Chief Justice. They dictate to the judiciary. There's no respect for the court again. People just abuse the court and walk, because I have been there before. I was told that I abused the court and I had to come face the court for the court in its own wisdom to pass a judgment. So why is this guy not facing the courts? I have been there before. I made statements in the past. The government at that point said I had overstepped my boundaries and that they dragged me to court. So I have the right to speak on this matter. When I came to the Supreme Court, with all due respect, the Supreme Court in its own wisdom looked at my matter and said I can work, which I do respect and appreciate. But that does not mean that some Ghanaian can also commit the same crime and be left off the hook and nobody wants to discuss it. What is actually going on? What is going on? The CID, that is where I'm going to start from. I'm going to start from the CID boss. Tomorrow, I am going to start from the CID boss. I don't normally work on Wednesdays, but if tomorrow, by the time I must start Juma in 8, you have any statement from the Ghana Police Service, because a hot first the arrest and start here. If tomorrow midday Ghana, if the CID boss, Madam Lydia, you don't release a statement on this Abronye matter, then you will have an issue with me. You will have an issue with me, and you will not fit that office. Sir office, no, then it means you are not qualified to be in that office if this guy has not been arraigned before court. We want to know the status of Abronye's matter. We are not stupid again. We are not going to do friends nonsense again in Ghana. We are not going to allow some of you people to sit and do no work and still want a credit. No, we are not going to allow this nonsense to go on. Something needs to be done. We need to, at the end of the day, recalibrate the system. The nonsense is getting too much. The pampering and the bullshit happening in Ghana. People commit crimes and they walk, and we go after poor people, and we want to use the poor people to build our political and whatever careers. We need a statement on Abronye's matter. What has happened to that case? Why isn't Abronye in court? Why hasn't he been arraigned before court? You arrested Abronye, you charged him. Why are we sitting here? And what we are hearing today is Kwasia Weko Abrochire. Now Abronye Ochengobi or Ghana. You are the guys aiding these guys to be corrupt and to disgrace and abuse the system. I'm going to start from the CID office. So CID boss, get ready for me. I am going to say this. CID boss, Madam Lydia Donko, get ready for me. Sir, may any statement from your officer, you are not going to be happy in that office. I am telling you. So may statement be every office where you are going to be the most miserable woman in Ghana Police Service. I'm a very nice person, but I want the right things to be done. Me say the right thing, no, I will say a yeah. So we need answers. If this guy has actually left the country, then you, the CID boss, the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, all of you guys, all the things that this guy said, especially the Chief Justice, it is true. I will not speak on this matter again. Maybe best sorry Ghana time, US time, 8 a.m. And that time about 12 Ghana. So I expect some sorry no. Now my team no, they have sent me the emails and messages from the Ghana Police Service about this Abronye case, or else some people will retire early. I am telling you people, this is not a threat. I am speaking as a concerned Ghanaian. This nonsense needs to end. We are tired. Now, Mama Yunra, baby. Now, I had to say, no. Obia aggressive. Eya Accra Kumasi Road in Ekoso, the Ministry of Roads, a video footage.